Hello everyone and welcome back to my Let's Play of Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. And oh, here's Wiggins. And yes, today I hope we can actually finish this case. But somehow I suspect that we will. It'll take a little bit longer. But let's get this sailor over here.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
Sometime later.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Well, let's first see what who is this guy? Clear look, so he's honest, apparently. Here's a sailor. Oh. Strong build. A bruise, which I can't select. Maybe it's just shadow. Newspaper ink, that might be it. Instead of a bruise. It's dirty. It's clean boots, but dirty pants. Or trousers, I guess. And a sea knife. So, yeah, he could be.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her from when I was first officer, but I still don't see.
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and...
I guess that's
How
also
dare you?
a possibility.
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
Well, not really.
You would
but
be right, if there was no evidence.
What then?
Lady
Yeah.
Brackenstall was
He tied
to
her
a
up.
chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
well, there were the, sailor's knots.
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your
True.
theory is flawed, anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Shark. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night.
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, this is probably going to take longer than I thought.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No, there is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Really? Captain Crocker. Captain Crocker is the only sailor who was aboard the Rock of Gibraltar with Lady Brackenstall and her maid, and who is currently in London. And Captain Crocker knows Lady Brackenstall, but he may be lying about his occupation on the night of the murder. Let's see. Crocker is lying. His involvement is clear. He appeared as soon as he heard that I was looking for him, thus signaling his guilt. Or... yeah, I'm pretty sure he was involved. Yes, I'm going to say the captain is the killer. Murder was committed in self-defense. Jack Crocker defended a woman against a violent and dipsomaniacal man. The mystery is solved, but you decide to keep it secret. There's no need to inform the police. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. The victim, you know, he sounded like an asshole. Let's do this. But the thing is, how right am I?
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
He must be so pissed off.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Owens?
Yeah, more or less.
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear, and it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Wait, what? What's... I'm confused. Couldn't you just have told him, you know, I'm not going to go to the police?
Please forgive me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Vox populi, vox dei. You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Yeah, I just grabbed 3 random thugs of the street, you know, who cares? Yep. I was right. I'm I'm a little bit disappointed by this case. I feel like it's actually way too easy. And, you know, I was basically right. You know, from the beginning, okay, so maybe she wasn't in a relationship with her maid, but, you know, there was another person, and basically the whole defending Lady Brackenstall thing was right. So, and you know, the only reason why I thought that she was in a relationship with her maid was basically because I misunderstood the picture. I thought that they, you know, were together actually at Gibraltar. So they had like made a trip there, and not that it was a ship in which they arrived from Australia. So, you know, that was the whole reason why I thought that. So, but yeah, this one was so much easier than the previous one. I'll just accept this decision. Perfectly happy with it. 93% of the people solved the case the same way. I'm not exactly sure what that means. And, I mean, I do know what this means, but I guess this means like who they blame. So, I guess that means it's relatively easy. So we're done with that. And and I guess it's also possible that, you know, you fail at preventing the sailor from committing suicide.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
Well, there's a beehive in
I
the corner.
increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Damn, that's quite the accusation,
Since
Watson.
when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
I'll leave Toby behind with the bees. Well, let's see what we'll have. So we have the Abbey Grange affair solved really quickly. We got a silver fork as a souvenir. And we are still missing. We got a new person. Crocker is a fine man of the sea, aged in his 40s. He's a capable, honest man and well educated despite not being very wealthy. He was in haste and he's and still he read the morning newspaper and cleaned his boots before heading out. So I assume there will be 2 more cases, or like 1 more case in the finale, whatever is the case, because these 4 have the same color, so I'm going to assume they will be in this case, and these ones will be in the next one. And do we have a letter from somebody? I assume so. From Lady Brackenstall. Dear Mr. Holmes, I finally found the courage to write you a letter. I can scarcely find the words to express my gratitude for your kindness. On that terrible day I believed my life to be ruined, but at the same time I realized there to be one person in the world who truly loved me and who I loved in return. His name we both know, he's Captain Jack Crocker. His life has given me true reason to live. His love has given me true reason to live. I mean, even if we cannot be together in the end, none of this could have happened without you, Mr. Holmes. Yours sincerely, Mary Brackenstall. Well, isn't that nice? But that will be it for today, so it's a bit of a short episode. But that was kind of expected. So for now, I want to thank you guys for watching. And next time, we will start a new case.